Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Teleislas News with the most important news of the day. LNJ denounced the governor's office with the purpose of being reinstated as Secretary of Infrastructure.
The lawsuit for nullity and restoration of rights filed by Alan J. Stevens, hand-in-hand with his lawyer Jeffrey Pomier Martinez, seeks to declare null the administrative acts by which the governor of San Andres and Old Providence declared the appointment of J. Stevens as Secretary of Infrastructure and consequently ordered the departmental administration to reinstate him to that position. The lawsuit argues that at the time of the administrative act that declared Mr. J. Stevens as insubsistent, he was in charge of the departmental government and had been on medical leave for more than 30 days. In this sense, the plaintiff also requests that the department recognize and pay him all the salaries, social benefits, and representation expenses that he did not receive, which he was entitled to from the date of the declaration of dismissal and until the expiration date of the medical leave certificate. Likewise, the provision of compensation is requested for all the material and moral damages that were caused and are estimated in the lawsuit.
Trash Busters, the department sanitation company, inaugurated 2 new compactor trucks to join the fleet in order to meet the collection demand in San Andres.
The San Andres Sanitation Company held a blessing ceremony for the 2 new trucks for the collection of solid waste, which will reinforce the existing fleet. These new trucks start working immediately.
Estamos de verdad muy contentos.
We are really very happy for the delivery of these garbage collectors Model 2022 to our community. I reiterate, they are of the Chevrolet brand and have different boxes than the ones we have been using in recent years, and they are the latest generation of what we can have in this type of garbage collection vehicles. We are really very pleased because our workers deserve it. The community deserves it. It is about the efficiency of our work and our social purpose, which is the collection of solid waste, sweeping, and cleaning of beaches. However, it is valid to note that this is a very important component which traces a path of success and to continue investing in our environment and clean roads as we have always preached.
The manager stated that including purchase and freight expenses, the investment was approximately 1,000 million pesos.
In commemoration of the month of mental health, the department secretariat has deployed a series of activities that seek to make visible this disease. For this reason, they will conduct a session of externalizing the emotions in October 29th for all citizens.
In commemoration of the month of the mental health, the departmental secretariat has deployed a series of activities that seeks to make visible this disease. For this reason, they will conduct a season of externalization of emotion on October 29 for all citizens.
Vamos a estar realizando 2 actividades.
We will be carrying out 2 activities. The first activity is aimed at schools, where we will be doing activities to promote mental health. And the second activity will be held on October 29 at 3 p.m. at the Coral Palace, which is to listen to yourself and then I will listen to you. This activity will be done through externalization of emotions exercise. I invite the entire community of the archipelago this October 29 to join us at the Coral Palace and take advantage of this activity that is directed towards them.
The activity of externalization of emotion will have the assistance of professionals in medical and psychological assistance who will provide care to each of the citizens who will participate in this activity.
And with a surprising intervention by its director, the Environmental Corporation of the Island, Coralina, stood out at the SENA Summit in the country's capital. A meeting with the participation of 55 directors of regional autonomous corporations, urban environmental authorities, central environmental research institutes, among other organizations. During his speech, Britain stressed the importance of not falling into environmental resignation.
3 topics were prioritized during the participation of the archipelago through Coralina, headed by its director Arnie Britton: ecological restoration, climate action, and environmental education. Britton explained.
From the point of view of the island territory, the corporation intervened through the directorate in the sense that we have to take this system to the territory, not that the territory
During his speech, Britain stressed the importance of not falling into environment.
Make up the national environmental system, but the coordination that is outside the system and that develop similar activities to those that done by the entities that make up the national environmental system.
According to the director of the corporation, the idea is to coordinate all information that is researched on the environmental conditions and climate change. And for that reason, a pact will be made where the institution can be linked to make assertive and concrete decisions in the territories.
A situation that has the schoolhouse community exhausted is the poor conditions of the road in that sector, especially a main street where most of the population travels, and when it rains, the road becomes congested. Alfredo Correa, a resident of the sector, he spoke about this situation.
Hello, Salva. Good afternoon. Well, yes, effectively, this is a situation that hurts this population, this community of schoolhouse, that demands that the street is in a bad condition, and also the sewage overflow right here that affects the community, the smell of this water, the black water when the rain, and also the street that also complicate and difficult the vehicular circulation here in this sector. So Alfredo Correa, this is a person that always speak and always talk for this community, and that hurts the situation, hurt him a lot, and he said some words to Teleislas. This was what he said.
We have had this problem for years with the road, with the work that the government is sending to do with the pipes, which they leave half done. I want you to record and see what is happening here. They cleaned up, but they are not able to weld the pipes. It rains and the same thing happens again. I have been talking about this for a while now, because if they are afraid to put their hands in the pipes, they should give us the work so that we may be able to solve our own situation. Now that they fix the road, what we want is that they fix the pipes as well.
Well, yes, this is a situation, as you all can see, a situation that hurts the community and affects the community of schoolhouse. And Teleislas News, in front of the situation, spoke with the Secretary of Infrastructure, Bel Archibald, who gave a response in front of this, the affectation that this community is having. This is a situation that we will pass and that we will inform to the community in our central broadcast, 8 o'clock tonight. This is Sylvette Mitchell Archibald for Teleislas News.
Registrations are open for the Leadership and Participation Workshop for People with Disabilities, led by the Secretariat of Social Development.
The Leadership and Participation Workshop aimed at people with disabilities is an activity product of the partnership between the Secretariat of Social Development and the Ministry of Interior, which will address issues related to electoral crimes, the Colombian political system, and mechanisms for citizen participation.
We are seeking to work with different institutions so that the people with disabilities in the department have a real inclusion. In this way, we have coordinated with the Ministry of the Interior some workshops on participation, specifically in terms of the issues of leadership and participation.
Once the registration phase is completed, the workshop is scheduled to take place next week.
These workshops will be held from October 28th, and the topics are electoral crime, the Colombian political system, and mechanism for citizen participation.
On the other hand, the Secretariat of Social Development also offers virtual courses in conjunction with the Ministry of ICT.
It is also necessary to highlight that we are generating virtual courses on digital tools for people with disabilities. These courses seek the creation of contents of the productivity platform to empower people with disabilities in the department, and we also seek labor inclusion for the development of entrepreneurship through digital tools. You can register on the page www.consentidostecmintec.gov.co.
Those interested can access more information and register for the workshop in person at the Secretariat of Social Development, located on the 4th floor of the departmental government facilities.
In order to continue contributing to the construction of a culture of mobility, the Secretariat of Mobility conducted a motorized drill on maneuvers on the road.
Hello to all the people who are connected with us in Teleislas News. In order to continue to prevent and to get a better safe mobility here in the Secretariat of Mobility, they are making drills with motorized vehicles. This to ensure that all the people in our islands are safe.
From the pedagogical group of the Mobility Secretariat, we have been working on different road safety issues. On this occasion, we did a skills track where we put motorcyclists, and through some signs, we tested how well they drive their motorcycles and what their reactions are to sudden braking. After they take on this track, they're given a talk on what are the elements of road safety, what is the best way to protect the life of the driver, passenger, and other road actors.
The coordinator of this pedagogical group told us that they are going to make these activities every 15 days.
The idea is that every 15 days we can make a skills track from different sectors and at different points where everyone has the opportunity to test their skills, to learn a little about safety, and also we will be working on road safety among cyclists and the activity Clarita, which is a pedagogical game to determine which is the most vulnerable actor on the road.
This is all the information I report from here from the Secretariat of Mobility. Continue in studio with more information.
Thank you. And now let's learn about other facts that are news today in our briefings.
The departmental government held a school for parents in the Cocal sector where sexual health issues were discussed so that parents can give answers to the questions of their children, youth, and adolescents in an accurate way. With this initiative, the local government seeks to generate assertive dialogues within the families. In view of the current rainy season that the country is experiencing, the Secretariat of Infrastructure continues to conduct manual cleaning of storm drains in the most critical sectors of the island in order to prevent flooding through the use of the Vector vehicle. The administration has announced that they have managed to intervene several points of the department. The Tourism Protection Group of the National Police leads the campaign in the department All Against Theft, which seeks to prevent this crime in all its forms through the use of banners with messages alluding to the care of personal belongings. The uniformed officers remind residents and tourists to take care of the items in public spaces, especially before they entering the beaches, in addition to making use of the face masks.
And now let's see the behavior of the weather for today. The weather forecast for today, October 22nd, in the coastal area of the archipelago, the skies are partially cloudy. The temperature is 31 degrees with winds from northeast direction with intensities of 16 kilometers per hour. Humidity forecast is 71% and 15% of precipitation.